Hello, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's nice to see you this week. How you feeling?
Um, I'm I'm all right. It's been a long week. I'm ready for this week to be over.
Okay. Want to talk about it?
Um, it's just work never ending, and then on top of that, I feel like I'm not sleeping, so I'm
Okay.
just exhausted and just running on cups of coffee.
All right. I know last time you were here, you were kind of talking about work and saying it was a bit stressful and overwhelming and was causing some sleep disturbance and things.
hmm
So this week, I want to see if it's okay with you if we go over some goals maybe that we can work towards to help you in these areas.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, anything that to help this.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I want you to think about two long-term goals that you would like to accomplish and two short-term goals.
Mm,
And it doesn't have to be, just particularly pertaining work. It can be anything that you want to accomplish throughout our sessions.
well, I guess my main goal is um, I don't want to feel like controlled by these feelings.
Okay.
And I know it's kind of like vague, but I don't want to feel controlled by these constant thoughts inside my head. Um, that would be the biggest one. And then I guess another one would be to increase the hours that I'm sleeping because right now it's not enough. I can tell I'm just running on empty.
Okay. So would you consider your the sleeping? Would you consider that a short-term goal?
It should probably be a short term goal because I don't think it'll make it to a long term goal. So yeah, that would be like one of the things I would want to start working on first and foremost.
Okay. So with these goals, we want them to be achievable and we want them to be realistic. Okay.
hmm
It might seem very frustrating and very hard, but I think that you have the ability to achieve these goals. I'm going to be here to support you 100% in any decision that you make. Okay.
Okay.
And so, you have any questions?
No, it's basically how do I get to those goals?
Okay. So, with the first goal, the short term goal of you want a better sleeping pattern.
hmm
What do you what do you think you can do to have a better sleeping pattern?
I guess just dedicate the time to actually sleep, but it's so hard because when you have so many things, you're like, oh, I can go to bed in just like another hour or two, and I'll be fine. But then when it takes you another additional hour to wind down, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have tried to push it that extra hour.
Okay.
So it's
So
just
what okay.
dedicating time. I'm sorry.
So what time do you normally go to bed?
I'm usually in bed by like 11, but
Okay.
then I'm not falling asleep till 1, 2 o'clock.
Okay. So what are the things that you're doing before you go to bed?
Usually it's homework, or I'm trying to like pick up my house or watching Netflix. So I'm trying to wind down, but probably not in the most effective manner.
Okay. Okay. And what are some things that you think can help you wind down?
Um, I guess probably removing all distractions. I'm kind of the person that likes to do my homework in bed, so I probably shouldn't do it there. I should probably just leave my bed for sleeping, and also probably turning off the TV sooner so my brain can just kind of not focus on anything for a while. Um, that would be the biggest thing. But then when I notice I turn like the TV off, my thoughts just keep going round and round and round in circles. And that's what keeps me up at night. Um, so yeah, limiting distractions, but being able to be strong enough to limit those distractions.
And when you say strong enough, what does that look like for you?
Um, like I said, it would kind of be like having to be with my thoughts and learning how to control them on my own. So I don't need the noise of a television to drown out my own thoughts. Um, but yeah, that's the biggest thing. And like, if I'm like alone and I don't have any sound on, I just keep hearing like every little noise, and I'm like, what could that be? What could that be? So it's just feeling secure and being able to control my own thoughts.
Okay, so you feel like you want to be able to have, you want to be able to have those thoughts in the moment. Like if I'm doing homework, I want to concentrate on homework, not the constant thought that's going on in the back of my mind or worried about the noises that's going on around.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I want to be able to be in the moment and focus 100%. And that even if the moment is, okay, it's time for sleep now, I want to be able to just to stop those thoughts and be like, no, you don't need to think about that right now. Right now, you need to go to sleep.
Okay.
But it never works out that way.
Okay. So let's circle back around when you said you think you can, the distractions. Do you think that is a realistic thing that you can do? Do you believe that you can turn off the TV or not do your homework in bed to
The
help?
doing homework, yes, that's very realistic because I created a nice study space. I just don't use it, but I do have the space. So that is very achievable. I can do that. The TV is where I have the issues just because I am home alone at night sometimes. Um, so it just, I don't know, it creates like the safety, like somebody is here with me. It's just not me alone in the dark. So that'll take practice. Maybe I can get like a sound machine or something to fill the silence instead of words and conversation.
And and we don't have to start off really fast. If you think just eliminating one before the other,
Mm-hmm.
that's totally, that's totally fine. We don't want to rush the process.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
want to be able to take things slow and step by step because when we are creating these goals, it's easy to create a goal, but we have to have steps to achieve these goals. So we
mm-hmm.
can just take it one day at a time and I'm gonna work at my work area and just leave the TV on just to have it on.
Right.
Just to start there.
Yeah,
And
baby
then you can
steps.
gradually just, eliminate it.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable with the baby step approach.
Oh, of course, of course. So we talked about eliminating the youth in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's kind of move on to, well, I guess if 11 o'clock is realistic, do you think that's a realistic time to go to bed? Like, is that too late? Do you think that's too late?
I
Or,
I think it's too late because I usually wake up about 6. So even then,
okay,
I'm shooting for 7 hours if I fall right asleep.
right.
So I
So do
should
you,
probably be aiming more for like 10, 9:30, getting in bed at least.
about 10 to 9:30?
Hmm.
Okay. And you think that will help you get the proper rest that you need for the next day?
I think it will because it kind of um, includes the time it takes me to fall asleep. Like I said, it takes me a while to wind down and just fall asleep. So if I'm at least in bed ready for bed, it'll give me extra time to fall asleep and then I'm still able to get more hours of sleep.
Okay. And I think this is a great start. A great start. We're getting your sleeping pattern
Hmm.
back on track or on the track that you want it to be on. That
Hmm.
way you can have a productive day at work, with the proper amount of rest. When our bodies don't get the proper rest that we need to, it can shut down. Our mind can constantly be going and going and going, but sometimes our body do get tired. So I think getting the proper rest will be a great start. I think that's a great short-term goal that you can accomplish. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like if I could get more sleep overall, I would be less stressed and less caught up in my thoughts because I can function with a clear mind. I'm not dragging. So, absolutely, I think it is very achievable. It's just going to be a challenge to stick with it, stay committed to it.
Be kind of like be consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because when you get rushed away in the busyness of life, like, again, it kind of like, oh, I can stay awake for another hour, but it's going to be holding myself accountable.
Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate you saying that, holding yourself accountable, because sometimes we do get caught up in, like, oops, oops, and it's kind of like, no, we do got to hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah, it's just
And
holding accountable and prioritizing the time.
mm-hmm, because these are your goals that you want to achieve to have a successful life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
I think that's a great first smart goal. So, what is another goal that you would like to accomplish or a task short term?
Um, I would probably say learning to control the thoughts. Like when I start having them, I want to be able to kind of stop myself on the spiral, get out of it, and continue moving forward. Because I feel like that's where a lot of my issues come, that I just get stuck in like this never ending spiral. And then by the time I realize it, like half the day's gone and I didn't accomplish anything, which starts another whole spiral.
Okay. But when you say didn't accomplish anything, can you be a little bit more specific?
So like if I don't finish all my tasks at work, I won't feel accomplished. Like I didn't really achieve anything for the day. Or, if I don't do my assignment readings for that day, I didn't really accomplish anything. I didn't achieve anything. Um, so once I start like getting in those spirals, it's just like it starts with like just basic things not accomplishing, and then it just goes and goes and goes until I'm like, you're not enough, like you should have done better. And it's just kind of like it the spiral just goes until it's like self-degrading almost. So it's just very frustrating. So I want to be able to stop that process.
Okay. You want to stop the process. What are some things that you think can help stop this process? What are some things that you can do to change?
Probably becoming more self-aware of it. I think that's the issue. By the time I realize I'm in this spiral, it's too late. So I guess practicing learning, no, you're on a downward slope. Like you need to stop, reevaluate what you're thinking or how you're feeling, and move forward. Um, I don't know how I would do that. It would be difficult, but I guess like somehow like tracking my thoughts. Um, yeah, just pulling myself out of it and just being self-aware.
So kind of being aware of when you are having these thoughts. Kind
Yeah.
of you want to put a pause to it and say, hey, no, I have done enough today. I got up this morning. I went to work. I accomplished some things. I went home. I did these for these people.
Mm-hmm.
And those are accomplishing things. Those might not be accomplishing the things that are on your list, but you have come to some accomplishments throughout the day.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
like when
think
you
you
were saying that,
beat yourself up a lot? Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I'm
and
sorry,
like
go ahead.
when you were saying that, it just made me think of like maybe like tallying what I did do for the day, like at the end of the day. Because like I do like lists and everything, but sometimes my list just gets thrown to the wayside. So maybe if I create like some sort of like accomplishment list, like what did you do today, kind of like what your parents would ask you, and it would kind of show like, no, you did do stuff today, you don't have to be too hard on yourself.
And I think that is something that is great to start with, to tally your accomplishments of the day.
Hmm.
I think that would help the thoughts that are kind of controlling the situations around you that are making you feel degraded.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so how often would you want to keep track of your achievements? Like daily or maybe twice a week, or how often?
I would say ideally it would be daily, but realistically, I don't know if I would be able to do that. So maybe I would start with like once a week, reflecting back on the week on what I did, and then see if I can move forward to doing it every day.
Okay. And I like that. Baby, that was again just baby steps. There's
Hmm.
something that's gonna, excuse me, try out to see like if this can help certain situations, to
Yeah,
have positive thoughts and not having to feel like your thoughts are taking control of you.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you say once a week.
Hmm.
Um, how would you keep track of it?
Um, I guess I could maybe start like journaling,
Okay,
just writing down things that I accomplished and just, yeah, just journaling and writing it down so I can see it in a physical form and actually like recognize like, no, these were real accomplishments.
right. Okay. I think that would be a great idea to just jot things down. It doesn't have to be a whole paragraph, just jotting things down like, oh, I did this today. Oh,
Hmm.
this was important. I made somebody feel happy. Say, oh, I did this today. And then by the end of the week, you had everything up and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I accomplished more than what I thought or what
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that would be a great smart goal to start with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we have uh, those two objectives, and let's talk about long-term goals. What are some long-term things that you would like to achieve?
Um, like I said, not letting these thoughts keep controlling me because I'm just exhausted with it all. Um, Mm, and I guess it would also have to do with like building my own confidence in my abilities and what I'm able to achieve. And I think that's it. And just dedicating more time to myself, especially with the sleeping and everything. If I dedicate more time to myself, I think that'll help me overall.
Okay. And when you say be overconfident, I mean be confident, what does that look like for you?
Mm, not getting down on myself for not meeting my expectations I have of myself. So if I don't do something, like I would be okay with it. It wouldn't be life or death type of situation. Um, yeah, that would be the main thing.
Okay. So it's like your long that really long term goal is something you want to focus on. It's just not having these thoughts control.
Yeah, that would be amazing if I could just not have these thoughts, or I mean, not even not have them because I feel like I'll always have them, but be able to have more control over them so I don't feel like they're running my life.
Right. Like you said before, you didn't want those thoughts. You know, those thoughts are bullies, and you don't want that. You
Hmm.
self up, and that's not a comfortable feeling. It
No.
can cause you to be very overwhelmed and frustrated.
Hmm.
So I definitely think with these goals, we are definitely on the right track.
Hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
And I also think with going through the treatment plan, you may need some support. Do you have any support?
Um, yeah, I mean, I have my boyfriend, but he just works really weird hours. So he's not here every day. So on those days, like I'm gonna have to rely on myself. Um, yeah, because like I said, he's not here. He's completely just gone some days. So I can lean on him for support initially, but on those days he's not here, I'm gonna have to be strong enough and work on it on my own.
Okay. And do you think that you can take on that responsibility?
Um, those might be the harder days for me. Just because I do, it seems weird saying it because it seems kind of like hypocritical, but I have a hard time holding myself accountable to like certain things but then in my mind, I'm like, I should be accountable for everything. So it would be hard to kind of pull myself away. Again, it's kind of like that self-awareness. I have to teach myself how to be aware of myself. And if it's an outside person doing it, like my boyfriend, it's kind of easier. So it would just take practice, I guess.
Okay. So I think that could be another one of your long-term goals. It's just to be aware, self-aware,
Mm-hmm.
be accountable. Because throughout life, we do have to be accountable for our actions.
Yeah.
Whether it's in relationships, whether it's here, whether it's at work, we still have to be accountable. So I think that would be a long-term goal that may lead down a successful path for you.
Yeah. It's just hard because that's like changing everything about you.
And if you're not comfortable with that, that is totally fine.
Yeah. I just don't want to fail.
Fail.
Yeah, like if I don't meet the goals, I'll feel like I failed, like I didn't try hard enough or something. So, yeah, baby steps would probably be better so I don't feel like that.
Mhm. Yeah, baby steps. Baby steps one day at a time,
Yeah.
one step at a time. We don't want to rush anything or make you feel uncomfortable or make you reject the goal. We don't
Yeah.
want you to get into that feeling. That is not what the treatment plan is for. So baby steps are definitely the path that we're gonna take.
Yeah. I just don't want this to be another source of the thoughts. So, yeah, definitely baby steps.
And just remember we talked about the positive thoughts as
Mm-hmm.
well as achieving the things.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's going to be some really important things that you're going to have to touch base with.
Yeah.
If you need me to type up the short-term goals and the long-term goals, just so you can have it to see it every day, if that's something that may help out, that may give you that boost in the morning.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot better. That way I know like we're kind of on the same page.
Okay.
Just because I sometimes get lost in my own words. So yeah, if we put it on paper in black and white, it shows me we're on the same page, and it also is a reminder like this is what you're working towards. So yeah, I would really appreciate that.
Yes, I think that I can definitely do that for you to get you going. Um, wow, I'm just so excited about this journey for you. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I see that you are willing. You're on the right path. When something is too much, you're like, hey, no, that might be too much. And I'm glad that you are expressing those thoughts to me. I don't
Yeah,
want to do things too fast. I don't want to rush the process because I want, when we finish this, everything is a success. You're able to control the thoughts and the feelings and the worries and those things.
yeah, yeah. I'll be excited if this works out.
It will. It's gonna be. Um, since you said the only support you may have is your boyfriend, have
Mm-hmm.
you ever thought about joining any social groups or activities or just things outside of school and work?
I've tried. I find it really, really difficult to I guess, put myself out there. Just because I have a really hard time communicating with people. I guess I say like I'm horrible at small talk. Um, and building relationships and support systems is all small talk initially. Um, so yeah, I've thought about it. It's just terrifying to me thinking of putting myself out there, telling people what's going on in my life, just because I've had people who are like, no, that like that's too much. I don't want any part of that. So yeah, I've thought about it, but haven't committed to anything yet.
Okay. Well, it was just something that I was just throwing out there. It's just something, if you want to think about it, it's okay. But if not, it's fine. But I
Yeah.
said, it's here for baby steps. I want you to have all the support that you need to achieve your goal.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to be hard not to beat yourself up and be down about it, but I just want you to have the proper support that you need to keep you going. And I'm definitely going to be there 100%. You can call me or you can email me or set up a meeting, and I'm going to be willing to sit down and talk with
I appreciate that. I do.
you. Okay. And I appreciate you for sitting down, talking to me, and expressing the way you feel and allowing me to help you and show you the techniques and the skills that will lead to a happier and successful life.
I hope so. And I appreciate all of your help for it.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, not not right now, I don't. I might have more when it comes to our next session, but right now I'm good with the baby steps, dedicating more time to sleep and tracking my accomplishments for the week.
Okay. And I'm going to type this information up for you before you leave so you can have it for you.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Would you like to meet next week or in about 2 weeks?
Um, I think 2 weeks would be better. Just that way it gives me enough time to actually try to implement this new process.
Okay. And if you feel like those are not working for you, we can definitely tweak some
Well, you'll
things
hear from me.
around.
You'll hear from me if it's not working out.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in this week, Ashley. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.